It's Thursday night, but it's not just any Thursday night.
You know
It's
what time it
match.
is.
It's match eve. There's a match tomorrow, and it's not, a friendly or anything. It's a real ass match tomorrow. United States of America versus Honduras in San Jose. We have a lot to
T
talk
minus
about, I think.
25 hours or so. Yeah. The countdown is on. Hopefully, the countdown is on to victory. I don't know. How are you feeling about the match?
More confident than I should be. And I don't know why. I have no reason to be confident because the last time we saw these guys playing real matches, it was terrible. But the game's at home. Honduras isn't the strongest CONCACAF opponent, although they are ahead of us in the table right now. So I got to give them that. I expect a good crowd in San Jose. I expect a lot of AO guys and gals making a lot of noise. Bruce, for all of his faults, I know the players are going to be comfortable and they're going to be confident that he knows what they're doing, and everybody's going to know where they're supposed to be at the very least.
Hopefully they'll be healthy.
Hopefully no one else gets hurt. I mean, since we last talked, there more came out about the Jordan Morris injury. I don't think he's going to play at least Friday. Maybe next week he'll play in Panama, but I don't think he's going to play tomorrow. We'll give our roster in a minute, and we don't have him listed on the bench, I don't believe, right? So that's a bad thing. John Brooks with ice on his knee today, not a good thing, but I do expect he will play and he will start. I feel okay. I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe saying I'm more confident than I should be. I'm expecting the U.S. to win. We can get to our predictions in a little while, but I'm still expecting the U.S. to win. I don't think Honduras can truly beat the U.S. on U.S. soil when we have a true need to win. But yeah, I'm not confident right now. It's been so long since we've truly had a result that I thought was promising or truly promising. We looked okay in January, but it was kind of just okay. There were a lot of reasons to be hopeful before tonight, but then we got all these guys injured. So yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty confident we'll win, but I'm not confident it's going to look good.
Jameson wants to know what's the best possible 11 you guys can think of. It just so happens we've got a roster for you. Should we do it? Let's go through the guys. We've got
do it to it.
It looks, I think we've got us in kind of a 4-2-3-1 because of the injuries. Obviously Timmy Howard in net, that's a done deal unless something crazy happens in the next 24 hours. You want to do the defense? Go ahead.
Yeah, Villafana on the left. You can put us, I think, soundly in the he needs to be our left back currently. If Fabian Johnson isn't in camp and is going to play in midfield when he is there, we consider Villafana number one. His ability to attack and defend, I think, just puts him in a position where you want him out there. We went Brooks. Hopefully, Herr Brooks is not hurt or not hurt enough to prevent him from playing. Alongside Cameron in the center, just because to us, that's the number one pairing. You want those guys out there if you got to count on a result. If you got to count on having your best defense together, you want your best pairing in the middle. There are some things I'll talk about in a few minutes that may change that, but anyway, we'll go with that. We put a Roscoe on the right, more because he's perhaps the most experienced right back. Yeah, in some ways, he's a warm body. Yeah, exactly.
There's a school of thought that you move, and a lot of our followers have tweeted this to us. They want to see Cameron wide, and then somebody in the middle like Omar or somebody like that, or even Walker Zimmerman paired with John Brooks, which isn't a bad idea. But I'm with you. I think center backs come first in our world, and we want our most experienced pair. If Honduras is going to score against us, there's a great chance it's off a mistake. And although John Brooks had plenty of mistakes last time out, he normally doesn't. So I think you got to go with Brooks and Cameron in the middle. If that means putting Orozco wide, so be it. I mean, there's also people who said they'd rather see DeMarcus on the left than Villafana, but I liked what I saw from him in January, and I'd like to see, I don't know, a little more youth out there, especially.
Yeah, to me, DeMarcus is there as, you know, an old hand, not even to kind of make a joke there. He's there to provide experience. He's there if something happens and you just need somebody you can count on, he can step in. But I don't see where you keep putting a guy out there who at his age probably won't be here for the next World Cup, shouldn't be here for the next World Cup realistically. And what do you want? I know that right now we just need results, and that's probably why he's here. You know, I think probably come the summer when hopefully things aren't as hot on our necks, maybe he doesn't get the shot because need the kind of safety net there. But I think for the time being, that's kind of what he is.
The Watching Crows wants to know, what about Tim Ream on the right?
Tim Ream's here.
But
did he get called up in the later? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
It's not a bad idea. I just think he's probably deeper in the depth chart than, at least in Bruce's eyes, than Orozco. I think Orozco is probably his first turn. Now, having said that, I know Jeff Carlisle's talked about on Twitter and things, has talked about what they've been practicing this week is actually Gonzalez in the middle with Brooks and Cameron on the right. Now, that was kind of my fallback positioning, because I just think Omar's probably next up on defense. So some people, yeah. I noticed some people even commented today about, oh, you're not rating Walker Zimmerman. It's not that we don't rate him. I actually think he has a really promising future, but I just don't see that his second cap is going to come as a starter in a World Cup qualifier that we must win. So I could see, plus on top of that, I guess, Bruce has a history with Omar Gonzalez. You know, he knows him, presumably likes him, presumably trusts him. And on top of it, yeah, Omar's starting at a good team in a good league. So I would think he's probably second choice there. And if Bruce doesn't feel like Orozco offers enough on the right, it's not terrible to push Cameron out wide. You're putting, maybe he feels like that's keeping the best four players in the defense, as opposed to Orozco, who, you know, is certainly not as good as Gonzalez, but Omar doesn't play right back.
The center of the midfield, Kellen Acosta and Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley sitting a little deeper, hopefully not behind the center backs. And Kellen Acosta, I think, will have a little more freedom to go forward, maybe like in a box-to-box role.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think the nice thing about him is the way we have him in this lineup, he can help support a lot of the offense. Realistically, some of the players we get into ahead here, I don't think you're going to count on them for a lot of defense. Pulisic, I'm not going to throw out any surprise when we say, of course, we've got Pulisic in the starting lineup. Pulisic plays defense. You know, he's willing to play on both ends of the ball. Yeah. What? Who's this guy? So he is a guy that, you know, I think you can put more responsibility on. Acosta, I see as a supporter of that offense. Plus, he can provide offense of his own, and clearly he's shooting well right now.
And we've pointed this out before, but before anybody knew who we were, he liked one of our photos on Instagram. So
very much, yeah. We owe a debt of gratitude to Kellen Acosta. We have a soft spot for Kellen Acosta. I could see where Bruce could go with Lletget because, again, he's a Galaxy guy. Bruce knows him. Bruce kind of brought him along. Bruce brought him into MLS. But having said that, to me, Leggett is too direct in his attack. And I think what we've got out there is already, at least if you went by like our lineup, which I could see ours is pretty likely. You know, that's kind of, we went with what we wanted to see, a combination of what we wanted to see and what we thought we would see. And I could see where Leggett could get in there in basically the role Acosta has. But to me, he's so offensive. You know, he gets the ball, he immediately turns upfield. And we do need offense right now. But I think with the lineup we've set, you also need some guys to kind of balance that a little bit. And I think Acosta does that better than Leggett.
Could see Dax there too. I mean, that's not out of the question, but the way Acosta is playing right now, I think he'll get the call. What I wonder is, whoever gets it, does he go back to Jermaine Jones in that spot against Panama? Maybe it'll depend on how well they do. You know, hopefully Kellen Acosta does so well, or whoever it is does so well that Bruce, it's an easy decision for Bruce.
That would be cool because, again, Bruce seems to love Jermaine, and it's not like I don't like Jermaine. It's just that, to me, again, like Beasley, he's a guy who you don't really want to count on in the next World Cup. He's just getting too old, and while he seems to have maintained it pretty well, those injuries, they last longer, they happen easier. And he's always been such a, you know, TJ, our guest in here a lot of the time, our friend, says, always calls him walkabout because, yeah, he just kind of, you never really know what you're going to get. He seems to have become more disciplined, perhaps he's gotten older, but at the same time, maybe it's just he's become more comfortable with the position he plays for the U.S. He still could suddenly be attacking when you think he should be back playing defense. So he still has a desire to do things that don't always, I think, fit with some of the other players we have in the midfield.
The three of the 4-2-3-1, Darlington Nagbe on the left. We've got Sasha Kleshchin in the middle and Christian Pulisic pushed out wide. I think the original plan in Bruce's eyes was definitely to have Pulisic in the middle. We think that he's going to go, because of the injuries with the forward situation, which now includes Jordan Morris, perhaps, we think he's going to go Pulisic wide. But the way you kind of drew